Good YouTube, Quinn Wade. Coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Phoenix Suns beat the Dallas Mavericks 120 to 111. The Phoenix Suns go to 32 and 22 and 18 and 9 at home. They played at home in this game. The Mavericks go to 19 and 34, 5 and 18 on the road. Phoenix won the first quarter 36 to 16. They was up by 20. They did lose the second quarter 32 to 29, but the Suns won the third quarter 31 to 27, and then Dallas won the fourth quarter 36 to 24, but they still lost by 9, so it didn't matter much. Daniel Gafford for the Dallas Mavericks played 17 minutes. He had 4 points. He went 2 of 2 from the field. He had 4 rebounds, 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 4 personal fouls, and was a minus 16 in plus minus. He did what he could. He gave what he could. But he didn't play a lot of minutes. He didn't get a crazy amount of time out there. But in the time he was out there, he was decent. You have to give him credit on protecting the rim, helping on the boards, and finishing around the rim when he could. And whenever he had a chance to, he made a really, really good impression on those opportunities. You got to make the most out of the opportunities, and Gafford did that tonight. PJ Washington kept getting open, but he only finished 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He even went 3 of 5 from the free throw line and had 13 points. He missed a lot of shots that he should have been able to make. But other than that, he had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, no personal foul. It was a minus 8 and plus minus. The scoring was there, the floor spacing was there, and he just did whatever he could, outside of just scoring the basketball, which was mainly the rebounding. Cooper Flag got another big night. 36 minutes, the most on the team, tied with Najee Marshall. He finished with 27 points. That was a good amount of shots that he had to take, though. He took 20. That was the most on the team, but he only went 8 of 20 from the field. He tried to drive. He tried to be physical. He tried to not settle as much. He did shoot a 3. He missed it. He did shoot some mid-ranges in this game, too, but he mainly went 11 of 14 from the free throw line, and that ended up helping him get the bulk of his scoring done. And you have to give him credit because it's still hard to get to the free throw line. You still got to make them when you do, and that allowed him to put some points on the board. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound, no personal fouls, and a plus 10 and plus minus for Cooper. Tyus Jones, 15 minutes, 2 points. He went 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. He also did have 3 assists, but he turned the ball over with a bad pass, and that was his only turnover, so that was good. 1 steal, 2 rebounds, no personal foul, and a minus 11 and plus minus. And then Max Christie was in there to score. He didn't do a good job of it, though. He finished with 5 points, but he went 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, and he only attempted 1 free throw, although he made it, just not enough. From him, 6 boards was the most in the starting lineup. He also had 3 assists, which was tied for the most in the starting lineup and the most in the game with Tyus Jones. He also had 1 steal and 2 blocks, and he also had 2 personal fouls, was a plus 2 and plus minus. Chris Middleton really was getting his butt to the free throw line. He's old, but he knows how to use his body. He knows how to use the tricks, and he knows how to trap you to his own advantage. He had 22 minutes played, 13 points. He went 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and finished 8 of 9 from the free throw line, which was about majority of his points. He did have 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, 2 personal fouls. It was a minus 10 and plus minus. Dwight Powell, 3 minutes. He ended up going scoreless because he didn't take any field goals or free throws. He did get 1 assist, 1 turnover, and a steal. He also got 1 personal foul, was a minus 2 and plus minus. Caleb Martin played 11 minutes and had 2 points. He only scored them because he went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He also did get 1 rebound, no turnovers, no personal foul, and was a minus 18 and plus minus. Marvin Bagley, Big Bagley, he missed one. He went 1 of 4 from the free throw line, but finished 4 of 4 from the field. So he still ended up getting 9 points in 24 minutes. He had the most rebounds on the team, which was 8. He also had 2 assists, 1 turnover, 4 offensive rebounds, and 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 7 and plus minus. Najee Marshall ended up playing 36 minutes too, like I said before, but he finished with the most points, which was 31 on the team. He went 12 of 17 from the field. He also went 2 of 4 from 3 and 5 of 7 from the free throw line. And those 31 points was game high for both teams. He also went 5 of 7 from the free throw line. He had the floater, he had the pull up three, he had the drives going throughout the entire game, and they needed somebody to score a high volume of points besides Cooper if this game was going to be close. And he did it, but he still didn't help them get the win. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound, no personal foul, and +5 and plus minus. He also did a good job of rebounding the basketball too. Other than that, Brandon Williams, 18 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He ended up having 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, and a steal, 1 personal foul, -4 and plus minus for him. As long as he's scoring, as long as he's coming out trying to make plays, you're happy with it. You just hope that he becomes more efficient, in later games in the future, and just in current games that's coming up too. Need him to be as consistent as possible, especially on the offensive end. AJ Johnson played no minutes, and because of that, he had no baskets, no turnovers, and no personal fouls. But he did see the court. And then you look at the Phoenix Suns. Royce O'Neal had 12 points. He played 23 minutes. He went 4 of 8 from the field, mainly 4 of 7 from 3 since one shot wasn't a three-pointer. That shot ended up being a miss anyway. He ended up having a good night because of his shooting from 3. He also had a nice alley-oop in this game too, and finished with 2 assists, 1 turnover, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and a -2 and plus minus. Dylan Brooks ended up playing 31 minutes, and he finished with the most points on the team, which was 23. He had the fadeaway going, but his 3-point shot was non-existent. He went 1 of 10 from the 3-point line. He did also get close to the basket sometimes too in layups and drives, but he went 11 of 26 from the field. That was the most shots on the team. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 2 offensive boards, 3 personal fouls, and was a 0 and plus minus. Mark Williams, 25 minutes, 13 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds for him. He kept flying and gliding into that paint and still was there to get some nice finishes around it. And, only missing 1 shot is great. Anytime you can do that, you're happy besides going 100%. 4 rebounds, that was offensive, no personal fouls, and a -8 and plus minus. And Devin Booker played 32 minutes. That ended up being the most on the team. He ended up with 19 points. He went 7 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He was just slowing things down and just trying to make the right reads whenever he had a chance to. And sometimes you had to pass it, sometimes you had to score it. But he had finished with 6 assists, 3 turnovers, four rebounds, two steals, 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and was a -2 in plus minus. Colin Gillespie played 31 minutes. Colin Gillespie played 31 minutes. He only finished with 5 points. That's a low amount considering that amount of minutes. He also went 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Other than that, he didn't take any more shots. He still helped out though because he finished with 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 3 turnovers and the steal, 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and a +25 and plus minus. Guys kept finding ways to get open. He just had to find a way to get the ball to him, and they was letting it fly or finishing it after that. Oso was finishing with some nice dunks and finishes around the rim. He's quick, he's fast, he's athletic. You just have to find him. 23 minutes, 10 points, 5 of 6 from the field, 10 boards. So he finished with a double-double, 4 assists, no turnovers, 2 blocks. The 2 blocks ended up being the most on the team. He also had 6 offensive rebounds, which was great, and 4 personal fouls, which he also was a +17. And plus minus, Ryan Dunn, 17 minutes, 12 points. He ended up going 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Good finishing from him too, but he was also able to splash in some threes in this game. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, one offensive rebound, one personal foul, and a +9 and plus minus. Amir Coffey, he's going to try to shoot some perimeter shots. He did that. He went 1 or 2 from the free throw line, 1 or 2 from three, but he also finished 2 or 3 from the field and got 6 points in 13 minutes. He also had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and was a +1 and plus minus. Jordan Goodwin, 25 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 10 from the field, 2 of 8 from three. He couldn't make a shot really in this game, unfortunately for him. Luckily, his teammates ended up stepping up and having his back so they can get the win anyway, which ended up happening. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnover, 2 steals, 1 block. That was his way of making it up to his teammates for not shooting the ball that well. And it ended up being a good thing to see and for him to do. 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls, and a +11 and plus minus. And then Jalen Green, he took the most shots off the bench with 14. He went 5 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from three for 12 points in 20 minutes. He had 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, no personal fouls, was a -6, and plus minus 102 field goals taken by the Suns. They shot 48% from the field. 77 field goals taken by the Mavericks. They also shot 48%. 53 pointers taken by the Suns. They shot 32%. 22 taken by the Mavericks. They shot 23%. And then 44 free throws taken by the Mavericks. They shot 73%. The Suns only took 9 free throws, and they only made it at 67%. Considering the fact that they shot around the same, besides from 3, since Phoenix took 53s and the Mavericks took 22, it kind of evened out because of the free throw shooting of the Mavericks. The fact that they shot so many of them kept them close to being able to win this one. 49 rebounds for the Suns, 42 for the Mavericks. 32 assists for the Suns, only 18 for the Mavericks. They try to score more in isolation in this one. 13 turnovers for the Suns, 16 for the Mavericks, 8 steals for the Suns, 7 for the Mavericks, 3 blocks for the Suns, 5 for the Mavericks, 18 offensive rebounds, 8 for the Mavericks, 31 defensive rebounds for the Suns, 34 for the Mavericks, 27 personal fouls for the Suns, 12 for the Mavericks, and they ended up getting a close one. The Mavericks, they did all that they could. They left their best game on the floor, and they tried to defend. They tried to score as best as they could. It just wasn't enough to beat the Suns, who has been one of the better teams and one of the more consistent teams when healthy, especially, which they really haven't really been this much this entire season, but they still haven't used it as a cop-out or excuse not to win basketball games because they're above 500 by 10 games. So obviously they get the job done. They're doing it as well as you can with the talent that they have available and the talent that they have gotten this offseason to all the way to trade deadline. So they have a really good coaching staff. They have a really good understanding how to play the game of basketball. They understand their strengths. They understand what their weaknesses are, and they just stick to those things and try to mask those things as much as they can. And it ended up working against the Mavericks tonight. And the Mavericks, you never know who's going to play. You never know who's going to be out there. You never know who's going to really type of performance you're going to get from Cooper since he's a rookie. Might have a good one, might have a bad one, might have a dominant one. You never know. This was another good one. Not great or amazing, but it was good. And you just hope to see that continue throughout the season. But, you're mainly watching this team to see who's going to be on the roster in the future. And that's because they're building around Cooper. And you just want him to be happy. And you just want him to have a good enough team to compete for championships and playoff spots to be able to get into the playoffs and be able to win one. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And hit that notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. And the Suns, man, they keep figuring out how to get it done time and time again throughout the season. And it's starting to become something amazing and fun to see and watch.